Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Keystone Outback 328RL. This is a beautiful rear living floor plan. You can see you have large dual opposing slides here in the main living area and the kitchen, really opening up this space and allowing for a center kitchen island. Not only does that give you a ton of prep space, but again, you have all this area right back here where you can kick back and relax. This is something we often see in a fifth wheel floor plan, but not quite as often in a travel trailer. Let's start off on the campside slide out. What you'll notice right over here is the dinette. Now, a couple things I like about this. One is the fact that it is campside. So as you're sitting here, having your morning cup of coffee or breakfast, you're able to look out the window to your campsite. And really, that's the view that you want. You don't want to look out at your neighbors. You want to look right out here. And what you'll also notice is that you have the roller blinds. MCD brand, that is a common name brand you see in a lot of high-end motorhomes. They have brought it over now to the towable industry, and Outback is using those higher-end blinds. If you need additional sleeping space, this dinette does drop down into a bed. Now, it's not a huge bed, so an adult may struggle a little bit, but it is perfect for a child, or if you want to put a pack and play up there, it's a great spot for it, and it's out of the main walkway. You'll also notice you have underlighting on the dinette, just to give a little, aesthetic touch there, and it does look great at night, as well as provide a courtesy light if you have additional guests sleeping out here so they can make their way to the restroom. Rounding out that slide is your dual theater seating. It is Thomas Paine collection, very comfortable, and the thing I love about this is it is straight across from your TV. So after a long, hard day, you want to kick back, relax, maybe it's raining outside, you can put your feet up, have that straight shot, you're not hurting your neck. Some cup holders there, as well as a place for your remotes. Another thing I do want to point out, folks, is the fact that you have very large windows in here. You don't have any storage up top, so that really helps bring in a lot of natural light during the day. If you take a look at the back, this is your tri-fold sofa, perfect for entertainment purposes because you can have people in the theater seats, have people here on the couch. You're in a great position to be able to have conversation with everyone, and this also folds out into a bed. So if you need additional sleeping space, this is probably where the adults will sleep. You can comfortably sleep two adults here, and the bed is fairly comfortable. You don't have a bar on your back like the traditional pull-out or an air mattress that's going to deflate on you. On both sides, you will see the kind of end tables there with storage underneath and electrical outlets. So if you need to charge a cell phone or plug in a tablet, you have the ability to do it. Windows all the way around. And then right up top here, you do have some additional storage, nice decorative glass, helping to break up the wood look. You will also notice it has struts for easy one-hand operation. It's also a good spot to take a look at the roof line here, the ceiling. You can see that it is a barreled ceiling, which helps add a lot of height. So that way, if you are going to spend a lot of time in here, you don't feel closed in and claustrophobic. As we move over to the off-camp side, this, of course, is the entertainment center. Large 50-inch TV, and as I mentioned, that is directly across from that theater seating. Directly underneath that is your multimedia center. Now, this controls the speakers in here as well as outside, and it is Bluetooth capable, plus it's a DVD player, so you can pop a movie in if you don't have, any good cable or satellite at your campsite. Directly underneath that is your fireplace. Now, not only is this large and beautiful, but a lot of people, if they haven't seen a fireplace before, feel like it's overkill in a camper. But I'm here to tell you, I really enjoy it, mainly because that's a big space heater. So if you're at a campsite, you have power, you don't want to burn your propane, not a problem. You can turn that on. And as long as it's not too cold, this will do a pretty good job of taking the chill off in this main living space here. And naturally, you do have a little bit of storage right up there, as well as to both sides of that multimedia center. As I move forward a little bit, I move into the kitchen, and folks, it continues the beauty all throughout here. You can see they kind of have, your residential looking lights. They're kind of trying to bring that farmhouse style we see in the residential side of things into the RV. There's also a skylight you can open up. So again, you get all that natural light during the day right above your center kitchen island, right where you want it. Beautiful solid surface countertops in here as well, true solid surface, which allows you to undermount the sink. Now, you will see you have your drying rack. This does just kind of roll up and out of the way if you only want to use, partial part of the sink like that, or you can completely remove it. And when we do, again, you can see that undermount stainless steel bowl with the high-rise two-tone faucet. Beautiful faucet there, again, something you may see in your house. When you drop down underneath the sink, you'll see you have plenty of room for a trash can. That's a big deal for me because I hate having my trash bag just hanging on a pole or something like that. so I love being able to tuck it away. You'll also see they divided up this top drawer into 2 smaller ones, which I think is great because, you don't always need the larger drawers, but for some of your bigger items, you do have 2 more. That way you have plenty of space for not just your flatware, but some of your larger utensils as well. Moving back to the slide, little bit of storage up top there. You have your streamlined hood. The Subway tile backsplash, again, a great look to it. I think it blends in well, or kind of ties in well with the countertops. Recessed 3-burner cooktop with the glass cover. Not only does that provide prep space, but it does fold up and back, also kind of doubles as a backsplash. The front burner here, of course, is high output. Your knobs light up like so. And you have a very good size oven underneath. That is pretty sizable for an RV. A lot of times they're much smaller. And you'll also notice you have additional storage underneath that. Take a look at this. This is pretty cool too. Now, you can't really see much from that side, but if you hop right over here, you will see you have a spot for a lot of canned goods, kind of like a mini pull-out pantry. I think that's a pretty good use of space, rather than just having a swing open door where, it's pretty tough to get stuff in and out. Having that pull-out pantry was pretty smart. Now, not only do you have a lot of regular storage, but you also have a lot of cold storage. Take a look at this. You have the double refrigerator in here, so you have plenty of space. It has the freezer on top, so if you need frozen items, not a problem. Also, these do run off both propane and electric. They have automatic switchover. Double the fridge, double the storage. How can you go wrong? Taking a look midship, again, storage all the way across the top here. Microwave inset. Right down underneath, you'll see you have a paper towel holder, which is kind of cool. Nice little added feature there you don't see in many travel trailers. Then you have your little almost bar or hutch area. Electrical outlet there too, so if you have a smaller coffee maker, you may be able to fit it in there, plug it in, create a nice little coffee bar. As soon as you walk in, you will see your main control panel, and they did decorate it a little bit, made it a little bit nicer looking, which I enjoy. And everything's pretty much here, from your tank monitoring panel to your lights. You have all your awning control as well as your slide outs. Directly above that is your thermostat. Now this will control your ducted AC as well as your ducted heat. And lastly, you do have internet access if you so choose. Now you do have to have a cellular plan for that, but that way, pretty much no matter where you're at, you can have the internet. One of the things you'll notice is the beautiful doors they use in the Outback, kind of a two-tone look. And instead of just being a plain panel, they kind of decorate it up a little bit. Coat hook right over here, so you walk in, hang your jackets up, and you'll also see the courtesy light right down below. So again, if you do have additional guests that need to make their way to the bathroom, that does help light the way. Speaking of the bathroom, if we take a walk on in here, one of the things you will notice right away is the linen closet. I love when manufacturers are able to put this in. You have a ton of storage here for your towels, any other bathroom goodies. And in the corner, you will also notice plenty of room on the toilet. My legs aren't cramped, my shoulders aren't cramped. I have a porcelain bowl, which is a lot easier to clean, so it'll stay looking nicer a lot longer. You won't get that staining in there. And the shower itself, neo-angle shower. The doors aren't a roller track. What that means is when you're done showering, you open it up, all the water goes right down into the shower pan. It's not a curtain where a lot of times, you're moving around and you're getting water all over the floor. This will stay nice and clean. As far as height, I'm 6 foot. You can see I have plenty of room here to the ceiling. Even more with that skylight. You can probably be, 6'4" and be able to stand under that skylight and still shower in here without having to bend down. You also have a couple shelves and then an upgraded hand wand there. Right over to the side is a mirrored medicine cabinet with storage behind it, sink top, electrical outlet, additional storage as well as plumbing access right down below. When you walk into the master bedroom, one of the things you'll notice right away is how much space you have to move around. And folks, that is with a king bed. Now that is on a slide out, which is what gives you that space, but it's a 72 by 74 inch king bed, so you have plenty of room there. You won't be elbowing each other in the middle of the night. You'll also see windows on both sides. You have LED lights plus storage all the way across the top, and you have little nightstands as well, and the courtesy lights there too. Now, obviously you can turn those off so they're not, if you don't want them on at night, if you want complete darkness, no issues there. Underneath the bed, you'll notice a couple things. One is the fact it is strut supported, so it's easy to lift up. More impressive though is this right here, which is the fact this one does come with a pet kennel. That's something that all Outbacks have. They're trying to be as pet friendly as possible, and this allows you to do it. So if you are going off for the day, your pet has a nice little home. On the other side there, you have plenty of storage. As we drop that back down, we can take a look at the front. And again, something we commonly see in fifth wheels. You have the wardrobe going all the way across the nose. You'll see the big hanging rod there, a shelf up top. Both doors are mirrored. Oh, it's also worth mentioning, folks, there are electrical outlets down below, so if you need to plug anything in, like a CPAP machine or cell phones at night, you have electrical outlets on both sides. Right over to the side here, additional storage. You can see a couple of shelves. And at the very foot of the bed, you have an additional window plus your dresser. And lastly, if you do want a TV in the bedroom, they did put a backer in the wall so you know where to mount it, and the connections for that are up on the ceiling. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Keystone Outback 328RL. Starting off on the front, folks, this is an actual true auto level system. That's right, on a travel trailer, this is not just power stabilizer jacks, this is a true auto level. It utilizes the tongue jack here with the front and rear jacks to be able to actually level the unit out. You want to talk about simple and easy to use, that is a great system. Right behind that, you have two 30-pound propane tanks with the cover. You will see rails here for your battery. Right up front are your docking lights, so you can flip those on. And the lights, of course, are right here. They're built into the true front cap. It's another great feature to have. A lot of manufacturers today are putting on 3/4 front caps to kind of give that look. And while it does look very nice with the 3/4 cap, the great thing about a true front cap is that it wraps around the edge like this. That really helps protect against water penetration, because instead of having the seam right on the center, it's over to the side, so water would actually have to work its way back through and in to get in there. More than likely, that is just not going to happen. You will also see the rock guard that is built in, very aggressive. Rather than having like a diamond plating, you have this much more aesthetically pleasing rock guard there. Comes up nice and high to help avoid those rock chips from your tow vehicle. As we move around to the side, you'll see the pass-through has a covered hinge, so you don't have any rust coming down your door. It's slam latch with magnetic catches. And as we take a look at the pass-through itself, one of the things you will notice is you have this big slide-out tray. Now, I know some people are kind of on the fence about this. Personally, in this setup, I really like it because it's not a super wide pass-through, so a lot of times it's tough to be able to get in there when they're narrow like this. This makes accessing everything super simple, and you do still have a little bit of storage on the sides if you have any other long items like a fishing pole, something like that. It's also worth noting the battery disconnect is right in here too, folks. You can flip that, kill all power to this RV when it is not in use. A little bit further back is a power awning. You will notice this one has not one, but two power awnings. Because of the slide out on here, you know, they wanted you to be able to use that as camp space still, so they put that second power awning on the slide out itself. That way this entire side all has awning coverage. You'll also notice the LED lights that are built right into the arms of the awnings. So that way when your awning's out, you have light no matter where it is. If it's, you know, fully retracted or fully extended, doesn't matter. You will still be able to utilize those lights. Underneath that power awning are your two outside speakers. As I mentioned, we were inside. Those are controlled by that multimedia center, but that unit is Bluetooth capable. If you'd rather watch TV while you're out here, we can do that too. You'll see the Key TV system, so you have your satellite, cable TV, whatever one you're running, just take a coax cable from that into the back of your TV, you're good to go, as long as it's hooked up in the back, which I'll show you a little bit later. And then you also have your electrical outlet. Obviously that TV is going to need power. If you drop down with me a second, a couple of things actually. One, the skirting on here, so that's definitely nice. You do have the diamond plating skirting, kind of helps hide some of the things underneath. One of those is the propane quick connect, so that way if you want to grill, you can set a grill up right here, watch the game, plug it in. You're feeding off your bottles up front rather than having to bring the small little green ones. You also have a fully enclosed, heated, and insulated underbelly, which will keep your road grime out of there, hopefully some of the critters in the off season. And as long as you're running your furnace, it's blowing hot air in there, which will help prevent your tanks and lines from freezing up in some of the colder climates. To get into the 328, you have the LCI solid step system, and just like the name implies, it is very solid. I'm over 200 pounds. You can see I can kind of hop up and down here. The steps hardly move. They don't have that springboard effect like your old steps do. Also aluminum treads, which aren't going to rust, and it has the grip tape for added traction if it's wet. You see the extended foldable grab handle, which gives you that extra control when entering into the RV. It's a little tight back here, but I do want to show you something. If you drop down underneath with me, you will see the aluminum alloy wheels here, which are absolutely gorgeous. And more importantly, if you take a look behind this rear axle, you can actually see that auto level jack. So that's one of the quick ways. I mean, it does say auto level right on the tongue jack, but in case you're wondering, that is your auto level jack. That's basically what levels the camper out right there. While we're under here, you can also see your spare tire is located underneath. Now, it is a little bit easier to get to, obviously, when your slide is in, which if you need the spare, chances are it's during travel, so the slide would be in. It's not quite as convenient as having it on the rear bumper, but at least it does have a spot tucked away for it. Speaking of that rear bumper, you'll see that there. It does have your square end caps. That way it gives you a convenient spot in which you can store that sewer hose. Built-in rear ladder. This is a fully walkable roof up here. Having that rear ladder makes it very simple to climb up on there. If you need, just for basic inspection or maintenance, or if you need to get up there just to clean off pine cones or sticks or whatever else from the campsite, makes it easy to do so. You will also notice your backup camera prep. If you want a backup camera, having the prep makes it much easier to install, meaning it'll save you money on labor. Right down here, that's where your detachable 50 amp power cord will plug into. Now, this one is 50 amp for a couple reasons. One, because it has a fireplace without, switching between a fireplace and AC, fireplace and microwave. You almost have to have 50 amp. Plus, this one has 2 ACs. So with all those, you definitely have a 50 amp. Now, you can step it down into 30. Just know that, if you're running your AC and the fireplace at the same time, which I don't know why you would, that you may have some issues there. Right over here is your docking station. So this basically has all of your water connections. You will see an outside faucet here, outside shower with hot and cold water access, black tank flush. This is your city water inlet as well as your tank fill. So it's a powered tank fill. You just flip the switch here, and that way you can basically, as I said, you can use that for both. Now, I did put this slide in. This slide obviously is normally out when you're at the campsite, but I did that so we could get a little better look at this right here. Nope, there's a big box in there, but if you take a look, so this is a pretty good storage area. It actually goes up really high. So if as far as RVs go, anytime you can get outside storage, especially on like a travel trailer, that's a great thing. So I love that this has that big area. It just gives you that much more, or that much better ability rather, to carry more stuff with you. I also, as I mentioned inside, this one has 2 refrigerators, so naturally you do have the 2 vents here. And that key TV system, you know what, let me unlock this real quick for you just to kind of show you. So we'll open that up. So this right here is that key TV system. This is your multi-source signal controller. That's really just fancy wording for saying this is the inlet for both your satellite and cable TV, and it will run it to all the other key TV controllers throughout the RV. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2020 Keystone Outback 328RL. If you're interested in this beautiful rear living travel trailer and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.